Monire Mosa, Tampokererani. My name is Lorraine Masia Mponera. On this channel, Chitumbuka na Loreni, I support you to learn Chitumbuka language, which is one of the languages spoken in Malawi. Chitumbuka people are located in the northern region of Malawi, but Chitumbuka is also spoken in other countries, neighboring countries like Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Congo, and other places. So in this video, we are exploring the language of disability. Okay. I wanted to start translating immediately, but no. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let me share screen because that's the rule here. It's not the rule, but probably it's the practice. We share screens so we can see the spelling, not just start guessing. Okay. Of course, I might change the way I present my content, but that all takes time. Yeah. But we can't wait for that time. So this is why we just start from where we are with what we have got. That's what it is. Okay. Disability, kupunduka. Let me put back my video because sometimes when I'm talking, what matters to me is I'm just trying to make it bigger so I can be seen as long as it doesn't hinder. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, but I wanted my photo to be a little bit bigger so you can also see facial expressions as I try and interpret from English to Chitumbuka or Chitumbuka into English. So disability, we are saying there are several words that we use. Kupunduka, kurumala, bendera. So when you hear any of these words, valurumala, mbopendera, alupunduka, we are talking of the same thing. It means you have a disability or they have a disability. But we also call it chilema. Oh, ana chilema yola. Oh, chilema uli. He has a disability. What disability? So the easiest word that you can use is chilema, but if you can also go into these other words, perfect. Because it all means disability. Losing your mental capacity, kufunda. NTHA, kufunda. KUFUNTHA, kufunda. Stutter is chikwikwi. When someone is struggling to make their voice heard, the voice, excuse me, sometimes it's elongated, sometimes it's shortened. But we also have this word, lutata. So lutata is usually in children. Women with experience, they will recognize a child. So when a child is born, much as is checked at the hospital, but also usually women with experience, they'll check that child. So one of the things that they check, I'm talking about where I come from. I don't speak for the whole country because these might be different practices depending on where you come from, but where I come from and what happened to my own children. So by the way, I'll be talking about my family. Maybe it will be the next video after this one. So this one is coming out on Wednesday, 18th of February. So it means on Thursday, 19th of February, I can put out a video about my own family. If you want to know more, everything about me, who is my brother, who is my sister, who is this, who is that, who is the other. Oh my God. It is a long video, but it is worth it. Okay. That is worth everything. If you want to know more about this queen, that is the video. It's coming out on Thursday, 19th of February. Okay, so I was talking about Lutata, that experienced women would usually have seen, they just lift the child's tongue underneath, and they can tell if this child maybe will have problems in speaking. So they cut it. It's like just snipping it with their uh, nail, really. Yes, the child cries, but it's something that people use based on their knowledge. So they do that. I'm not saying that was done on my child, but I'm just saying that um, that's one of the things that was offered. So I know that it's something that is practiced in some areas. So starter, stammering here, anarutata, anachukwikwi. So lutata is like this thing I'm talking about, that underneath the tongue, just at the beginning of the tongue, but under it, that's where usually people check so that the child doesn't, when they're speaking, they can lift the tongue. Because they say, according to them, they say that if that is not removed, the tongue stays under it. And then when you're speaking, it's like the tongue doesn't support the speaking, so sort of thing. Okay. Deaf, but chikwikwi is commonly used. Lutata, people will also know. Anachukua, analutata, anachikwikwi. Deaf, wakupulika yai. Yeah, if you can't hear. Dumb, I put here. Deaf, I also put mbu, but mbu is mainly used for people who cannot speak. So if you can't hear, it's kupulika yai. Kupulika is hearing. So if you kupulika yai, yai is no. So it means someone who can't hear. Dumb, mbu, ni mbu either, meaning she doesn't speak. Some people have said it's not nice to say like that. Just like even the dumb itself, like, yeah. But I could not find a different word later that we use instead. But this is what is commonly used. So they would also say, "Ongumuta waka." Kungumuta is like you can hear sounds, but you can't hear exactly what he's saying because he doesn't talk. Okay. So when someone is not walking for whatever reasons, we say chibukara. Baramba chibukara, meaning it's someone who just sits on one place. Chibuntu. Chibuntu is also, it also means someone who cannot walk, but usually it means there's a problem with the legs, especially as in legs have been cut. They say abaramba chibuntu, meaning he doesn't have legs. But he doesn't have legs can also mean that even though you have the legs, but maybe they are not you are not able to be supported by your legs to walk. So they also say chibuntu. But mainly if it's chibuntu, it's because maybe the legs were cut. Chibuntu means something that is cut, really. But even when someone is not able, they doesn't walk, but they're the age that they should be walking, they would, we say chibuntu. Hydrocephalus, this is when you have a bigger head than the proportion with your body. So some people say mutu wa maji, meaning the head that has water. So I guess maybe it was trying to, because hydro is water already. So I guess it was that interpretation from the condition itself. Mutu wa maji, mutu ukuru, meaning big head, mutu uzeketara. Uzeketara, it's not a good word to use because it's like not well positioned. So you can't be describing in that way, but mutu ukulu, mutu wa maji, anasujula mutu, because you are just saying she has a problem with the head. Okay, polio. Polio, we also call it polio, but just the spelling is different. Polio, we put Y-O. So some people will say komira vivaru. Komira means dry. Vivaru means body parts. So dry body part. It's like, because sometimes when you have polio, the body parts are thinner. They look thinner than the the other parts of your body. So it's kind of like, it sounds like it's from there. Komila vivaro or ntenda ya polio. So as long as you put the word intenda in front of it, people understand you ntenda ya polio. And like I'm saying, we already use polio anyway. Ntenda is a disease. So any disease, we call it ntenda. Ntenda ya polio. Ntenda ya kuti. Ntenda ya, like that. So in ntenda ya polio. But I also added here kufyota. Kufyota is when something is smaller. So ufyota marundi. Vakurwara vichi, what is he suffering from? Ufyota marundi or ufyota kawo, meaning his hand or his leg has become thinner or something like that. Similar to komira. Komira is like dry, but in this case, it's not like dry, but they mean this, it has become slimmer. But we also use this word here, or bendama, or kotama, or bendera. So if you are limping, bendera, aru bendera karundi, aru bendera kawo, aru bendera this, aru bendera singu, aru bendera muongo. So it's like bending, yeah, it's bending. So if it's because of probably how you are walking, but or bendama, meaning you bend, yeah. So whether the bending is on your back or one hand, kauku karubendama or karundi karubendama. Ukotama, it's only mean the back now. Wakotama meaning yeah. Kotamani, but it can also mean with the legs. Yes. Now yeah. I've corrected myself there. It can also mean with the legs and the back too. Kukotama, you can do that, but you can also kotama with the legs. Okay, so it means it's not upright, it's not straight, it has been bent somewhere. So depending on what you are explaining. Bow legs. So I guess it's because I lived in my village when up to the age of around, I think I had just turned 12 estimated, because I don't have my actual date of birth, so I estimate things based on events that happened around the time that I was born. But yeah, so between 11 or 12 years old. So I did not explore much about this condition, but later on, because when we were growing up, what we were told was that bow legs, it's rickets. And rickets are caused by lack of sunshine or lack of calcium, like something like that. But the question was, where I come from is along the lake. It's the hottest part of the country, one of the hottest part. It really does get really hot. So at the same time, I cannot say it's common, but kids were there who had the rickets. It wasn't common, but here and there you would see that it was it existed. So it did not make much sense to just attribute it to just say it's rickets attributed to lack of calcium. But when I did some research, I understood that bow legs can be as a result of different things, not just rickets, which is lack of sun or lack of calcium, but there are also other causes. So that makes sense. But whichever cause it is, when you have bow legs, because yeah, when you have bow legs, I wanted to start explaining about what bow legs are, but people can search on Google, I think, if you don't understand what this is, what this condition is. But yeah, so that condition, as we call it Mateo, Ana Mateo, meaning the way she walks, the knees are pointing outwards like that. So Ana Mateo, or Matevere, Mateve, or Matevere, Mateo. So if the disability is from birth, we will say Nkababikiro. She was born like that. Nkawiro or Kawiro. It means she was born like that. It's from birth. Kababikiro. Kababikiro kawu. Twisted Gorombara. So Gorombara, it's like something that has not taken its natural shape. Instead, it has been twisted. Cha Gorombara. Kauka Gorombara. Karundi ka Gorombarira uku. Nsingu ya Gorombara. Chatenten. So it it can it does help in explaining how the condition looks like to somebody else. Blind chiburumutira. If you can't see, yeah, do that. Chiburumutira, meaning you can't see. There is another word about being blind. You can say wakuona yai, kuona, Kuwona, kuona. It means seeing. So if you're blind, kuona yai, chiburumutira, meaning you're in the dark. It's like chiburumutira, or even when you are talking to people, when you say chiburumutira, you mean, oh, please give me more information because I'm in the dark. What is it about? So it's like you haven't heard, you haven't seen, you haven't, but that also means blind. Chiburumutira. Uses a stick, akwendera ntonga. So when someone uses a stick is ntonga, akwendera is walking using a stick. Accessible, chakwenera kovwira aliyose. So kovwira means help, aliyose means everyone, chakwenera means the right thing to help everybody. So something like that. Yeah. So let's stop share. Okay. Yeah. So my voice is going now because what time is it? 22:35, which is 25 minutes to 11. So I will be going to bed now. Good night if it's also at night, if you're watching it at night. But otherwise, have a good day. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And also subscribe to my channel so we can grow this channel together. Tamuungani chomene, yewo, paweme, naruta son, naruta. Bye.